Fix it.
Mr. Chairman, tēnā koe, inga me mo te wharirei tēnā tātou katoa. I ngā uri o te rangatira nei, wipere, kei te mihi, kei te mihi, kei te mihi. Kei te mihi runga i te tohi, i o mātou tohi o koutou pere, wipere bill. Kei te tautoko te pāti Labour mō tēnei pere. Nō reira tēnā tātou katoa. Mr. Chair, Labour supports the wipere part of this omnibus bill. And it's unfortunate, sir, in all honesty, that we have, and the Minister, and I acknowledge his acknowledgement of 3 SOPs that have come to this table 15 minutes before question time, because that then opens a whole nother kettle of fish, sir. But I want to focus on part 1 of the bill, and I want to have the opportunity to talk specifically, sir, to my SOP 205. And sir, the best way I can describe the rationale behind my SOP is to table one of the significant contributors to the Select Committee hearing, sir, and it's only 3 pages long, but I think it's important that all members hear this particular submitter, a descendant of wipere. And it goes like this. This submission is from Robin Mere Rona o Te Atanga Māhaki Rong Whakata e Ngai Tā Manuhiri. He mokapuna a hau a wipere. Wipere was Eastern Māori District Member of Parliament from 1884 to 1887, Member of the House of Representatives from 1884 to 1887 and 1894 to 1905, and a Member of the Legislative Council from 1907 to 1912. I am a linear descendant of wipere and arapera o Te Rangi Tautahi through their son Manaro Pere and his wife Reria Kaihoti Winiata. From Monaroa Pere and Reria Kaihoti Winiata, my great-grandmother Teria Pere was born. She married Tama Ihimaira, and they had my grandmother Mere Tāka Kupe Smiler. My grandmother married Hape Rona and had my father Teopera. My father married my mother Drina Maynard, and they had me. My wipere trust shareholder ID number is 24563. I am self-employed, working in various project roles for the Tūranga Iwi of Te Atanga Māhaki and Rong Whakata. I serve on 2 boards as a trustee of the Eastern and Central Community Trust and board member of Community Law Aotearoa. I have a law degree and a Masters in Business Administration, both from the University of Waikato. To summarise, I discussed the issues raised by the Māori Purposes Bill in the following order. 1. The limited jurisdiction of the Māori Land Court and access to justice. 2. The potential risk posed to corpus land, and I acknowledge the Minister has addressed this and the Select Committee in protecting or removing the corpus land away from general title. And thirdly, my proposal for the future. I raise this, sir, because in Robin's submission, the point around ensuring that the governance of the wipere trust remains with the Māori Land Court is one of access to natural justice and the cost of filing with the High Court. And I want to acknowledge the Chairman of the Māori Affairs Select Committee, Tū Te Haunuku Korako, that acknowledged that perhaps under this bill you won't get many filing claims with the High Court. Well, if that's the case, why have we got it in this bill? Why have we got the High Court in there if we don't expect them to be lodging any claims with the High Court? So, sir, Robin then goes on to onto the Māori Land Court, where she says it should be preferred judiciary to determine the relating administration and governance of the trust, and again, because of the Māori customary expertise of the Māori Land Court, where the High Court does not have that. And of course, she raises the issue around costs. What's also interesting, sir, is that she talks about her tipuna wipere, where she says he was a staunch advocate for ngā mea Māori. His vision to establish our whānau trust was born out of a need to protect our collective whānau interests and our ancestral lands. The Māori Land Court is naturally best placed to advise, Mr. Speaker. The Māori Land Court is naturally best placed to advise and arbitrate on matters Māori, especially as they relate to our whānau, our collective interests, our ancestral lands, our marae, our papakainga and our urupa. Section 26 of the bill states that the High Court will determine who is the linear descendant of Wipere. And I want to acknowledge the Māori Affairs Select Committee in acknowledging that that's not the role of the High Court, and we've made the necessary adjustment back to the Māori Land Court insofar as linear descent of Wipere is concerned. Section 35 and 36 severely restricts and limits the power of the Māori Land Court. Again, I do not understand the rationale for only partially accepting its role but not the whole to include inquiry into the administration and governance of the trust. Robin goes on to say, I can only assume that it is to restrict and control inquiry into the administration and governance of the trust, as well as a demonstration of the lack of confidence in the Māori Land Court. This concerns me. Now, sir, this is a linear descendant with a law degree who is very active in the governance role up in the Gisborne area, and she is saying, on examining of this bill, she has concern of the role of her Tipuna's trust and the role that the Māori Land Court plays going forward. So, sir, as she says, she proposes for the future that the Wipere Trust, that changes should be made to the bill, retaining in full the powers and jurisdiction of the Māori Land Court into inquiries of all matters to do with the trust, with the exception being the investment lands, the general title lands. So, sir, here I say again, a descendant who is not short of understanding bills and legislation, whose heart, in terms of her tipuna, also delved in the fact that land in the Turanganui Kiwa area of Gisborne, sir, has its own checkered history. And so this particular submission that I've referenced in my contribution today, sir, is the reason why I've put the SOP. This is the reason why I've put the SOP. We have this particular government that says that the Māori land tenure in this country is broken. They propose it's broken, and so we have to fix it. And we are talking about the Wipere bill, but you can also align this against the Turu Whenua bill. Yeah. What this government, in particular this minister, is espousing is that the Māori land tenure has got the balance wrong. Too much protection, not enough development. They also say one of the principles around the Māori land system that they are trying to fix is it's about tino rangatiratanga. Well, here you have a direct descendant who is saying, waiho, leave it with the Māori Land Court. And so, sir, with all due respect, this is the issue I have in presenting my SOP and hoping I can get the support of this House, a direct descendant with a law degree, involved in very strong iwi governance roles in the Turanga area, who has the history of that area, saying, waiho, leave it with the Māori Land Court, sir. So that's my background to my SOP in remaining or keeping the status quo of the Māori Land Court, sir. Having the jurisdiction of the Wipere. Like I said, this side of the House supports modernising the Wipere Trust. We have all visited, many of us have been on the farm. We want to acknowledge the great things that are happening there, but in terms of ensuring that all descendants of Wipere can be involved in the running of the organisation, that if they have to go to the court, that their rights aren't prohibited because of the cost of going to the High Court, sir. Again, Labour supports the Wipere bill, and we want to make that very clear. Kia ora tātou.